I got a lot of comments from one of the videos that I made recently. It's got about 27,000 views. And there's some comments I want to read on there. And I'm actually making a video. I'm in the process, not for this Saturday's is already done, but for then. How are you? I said I was going to see you tonight. So there you are on the comment that I know you watched my short video. Leanne, can you tell me, you watch those some of my newer videos? Can you just tell me how you like those? Because I'm making my long format at the beginning. I'm talking on my podcast mic, and then I'm showing family scenes and different scenes, and then I'm coming back to my mic throughout the video. This weekend's long format will be like that. But do you like the short formats? How I'm setting that up? I really enjoy making these videos. They're really fun. Oh, you just got home from dialysis? How do you feel after going through dialysis? Do you feel like you have more energy? Because it's kind of cleaning you. Yeah, it's cleaning your kidneys. Oh, you really like those shorts. Cool. Small little details about different things. Yeah, that's what I like. It feels so authentic. Like I can just talk and on the mic and just be focused and then tell kind of about the American dad here in the Philippines, living the expat life, the family life, faith and everything, multifamily, slow living. I love it. I just love using this. This is really fun for me. And then I can just do the filming during the week or pull some old stuff that will fit for what I'm talking about. Yeah, Therese, you're so funny. Yeah, that's what Caroline and I are talking about because I want to have a room that looks really cool with in my what I think Caroline's manifesting it. I'm manifesting other things, but she's manifesting like green or purple light. And then the room's like kind of, I don't know, like dark or blue color. I think she wants light colors, but it looks really cool. So I think that room, not this door here, but there's another door over there. It's a big, huge space, but we'd have to soundproof the place because it's really echoey. About that for a second. From an expat point of view, let me lean back here and get cozy. Hopefully you guys can hear me as I make these changes. I got some coffee here. It's late, like 7:16 p.m. to be drinking coffee, but I'm drinking coffee in my old cup. Okay, so Leanne has to be careful also what she drinks, what she eats. We have to take care of her, you guys. She shared she's on dialysis. She told me a long time ago about that. So she's been doing that, and she has we call those a shunt. We used to call those a shunt, what you have, but you call it something else. But I haven't done dialysis in, I don't know, like more than 10 years, maybe 12 years. So anyway, let's talk about family. I just want to talk about that because I have my short video I just made, my last two, but the one I just made today, I'm making them every day for you guys. And I hope you guys like them. I'm really putting my heart into it. And every day I make those like from scratch. And then I'm just making them and I'm adding music and then I'm adding text and I'm just cutting them up. I'm doing videos with my kids every day and then talking about just the feeling that comes up. So the family life and also the video I'm making is about the comments, but it's related to community, family, faith, and then the opposite of that in the America. So I'm going to get back to the comments. Please leave comments, you guys. I love how active you guys are. So family life here in the Philippines, that is your guys' number one attraction to me. Of course, you have faith. Of course, you have community. But the extended family is something I haven't seen, and there's other cultures, a few other cultures that have that. But the way the Filipinos run it naturally with their families is it's just amazing, because when a foreigner comes here and they just see it, it doesn't ping in their ulo. It doesn't ping in their utuk. It doesn't ping in their mind, because they have to live the life. Those Filipinos that have been here a long time, ones that have been here longer than me, as long as me, or even less, but they've been living in that family life. They're married, they have kids, they get along with the extended family, and they want them around. That's how I am. I want the extended family around. And so my wife, when she she goes out during the day and checks on her businesses, and then she has a couple businesses, she's checking on them throughout the day and then coming back and forth. And then even if she's here, her sister who's running the businesses, like with other people and my wife, her sister Shirley, she comes over here and then she eats lunch, and then our kids, when they come back from school, or if it's a weekend or whatever, she's taking them out. She's taking them. The kids will just say, "Hey, Shirley, hey, Auntie Shirley, what did you get for me? What did you pilot for me?" Shirley's asking them sometimes, "What do you want?" And then she's bringing what they want to them, like small gifts. And then also the brother comes over. All of her brothers come over at different days. And then today, one of her brothers came over that was in the video when we were fishing, in the first or second video. And he came over with his wife, and then they brought fish, because he goes fishing, right? So he brought fish personally. And then my wife just gives him some baya, just gives him some corta. And then the fish are just beautiful, and then we eat. It's just like that. And then her mom comes over. Like, her mom came over the other day. She comes over a lot, but she came over the other day because they live so close. And then her mom, we noticed wasn't feeling well, so we took her to the doctor. And then Caroline got her medicine, tumble. And then these are normal things. With you guys, this is normal for you guys, but for the Americans, this is so abnormal and so wonderful. And then you have so much help, because a lot of Americans, even if they have a wife and husband, they're working, right? And then the kids are going to school. Then if they're young, they're going to childcare. And then if they're a single parent, which a lot of people are, how do they do that, right? That's what I was. I was a single parent in America. And I brought my daughter here. Her name's Tenzin, and she stayed here for 4 years, went to school here. She stayed here from around the age of 9 to around 13 or 14. And then when she was old enough, she went back to school for college in America. And so I think she might have her last 2 years of high school and then college. But she learned the language, spoke Bisaya fluently. And it was wonderful, because when I was in America, it was just running around constantly, and you're one person, you're in charge of everything, right? So wonderful extended family. And it's not that it makes things easier. Of course it makes things easier, but it's just the heart behind it, the real heart. It's not faking it. It's like, and then the Filipinos, the culture, they really watch what they say. It's a double-edged sword, because Filipinos don't say things to hurt other people, which is really good. but at the same time, they hold everything in their heart, in their mind, because it's the culture. And then, of course, you don't want to hurt someone, but it's a deep culture, and sometimes you get sick because of that. So it's like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders sometimes, and then still smiling. So that's very brave, but at the same time, um, it's very draining when you're on your own and you could face your emotions, um, but it's very admirable. And I love those traits about Filipinos. I love those types of traits. So that's what I'm talking about. Let's get to the comments here. um, let's see if there's some comments. Let's get active, you guys. I'll just bring this along with me to follow my face here. Very Mary Orlean. It's family oriented. Therese nailed it. Leanne, also Basaya Guapo. Yep. Leanne, woof woof. Yeah, because you're number one, girl. You are number one. Therese is number two. Leanne, yes, 1 liter a day. So Leanne can have 1 liter a day fluids, and she has to probably watch exactly what types of fluids. 1 liter a day because she's on dialysis. 3 times a week, right, Leanne? Oh, who's that? Let me see. I can't see. Let me come closer so I can see. You too. Hi, you two. How are you today? We're great. I'm great. I'm doing great. I can answer for myself. And it's evening time here. Where are you, you two? Are you two in the Philippines? Filipinos are family oriented. Pogi. Number three. Okay, so you guys, how you get the top fans is you take part, leave messages. Um, some people leave support, like they will, I think the super chats or something like that. And then otherwise, it's how active you are in here. And then you guys get the XP points. Has anybody used their XP points? Pogi, Filipinos are family oriented in the culture and beliefs. Absolutely. Thank God for that. Thank God. The Filipinos know that already deeply, but us expats might, when we're really family oriented too, and we're coming here for those reasons, we might show things or say things that you guys don't realize because you guys know it, but you might not see it from our eyes because we see it in a different way because we are not Filipino. So, yes, Leanne, 3 times a week. Wow. So strong. So strong. I bet you're friends with the people that take care of you there, and you might get different nurses. You might get different nurses every time. I don't know how it is in the Philippines, or it might be the same person. Come on, you guys. Pogi. Every Filipino most important is a family and contented what we have, even it's short for necessity. Yeah, that's what I learned from you guys. The resourcefulness every day. I see that the contentness, the happiness, the jokes. That's one thing that's really cool too. Is Filipinos, I think, in general, don't understand American humor. That's what I've learned over the years. And then the Filipino humor is like slapstick, really short. I get it now, and I like it. I like the Filipino humor, but sometimes I'll say American style jokes still. Even I've been here so long, and my wife will just look at me, and I said, "You didn't get it." She says, "No." And then my daughter, 13-year-old daughter, gets it. But the other daughter, son, and the youngest one's too little. They don't get it, but I'm I'm getting better with my comedy to make them laugh. I can make them laugh hard sometimes when I'm doing crazy things around the house or talking in Bisaya. I'm always making them laugh talking in Bisaya, misspeaking especially, or nailing it. Sometimes I nail it and it's funny. What about you guys? Come on, tell me a story. And then in 2 minutes, a couple minutes, we'll get to the comments. You guys have to tell me if you can see my screen because last week I tried to share it and it didn't work for some reason. But Pogi is absolutely right. That's what I learned here. Each and every Filipino, most important is family and contented that we have, even it's short for necessity, short on necessity. Absolutely. Yep. You guys make us better because of that. Meaning our little complaints that we might have, we learn not to, we learn to overcome those because of the Filipino mentality. Like appreciate the things you have. Appreciate family. Except the one, you know what? There's something that I really learned I like to talk about. Maybe this will turn into a short. Since I'm waiting for you guys to leave comments, so I'm going to talk and then we're going to share. But I'm going to say something I want to say. I noticed this, but I really thought about this today because I noticed this in my wife as I lean back. As I lean back in comfort. Hope everyone's comfortable tonight here in the Philippines. So, what I notice about my wife is sometimes, and I don't have a problem talking about my shortcomings because I have many. But my wife, for me, sometimes my wife will do something and then it'll bother me and then I'll voice it. And then I'll voice it and then I'll voice it later and then I'll voice it. And it's like little jabs. It's kind of like the American way of we will voice things, you know. But I lost most of that because I've been submersed in the culture. I lost most of that because you have to lose yourself here. It's not like you still have your personality, but you have to brainwash yourself in other ways. And when you're in the Philippines, this is a different culture, so you need to submerge in it. So my wife, even though there's many shortcomings I have that she could voice, she doesn't voice them. She just accepts them, and then when someone will be a certain way in America or in the West, but I can speak to America. In America, people will always talk about the other person's shortcomings. And they'll talk about the other person's shortcomings and then if the person does something they don't like, they'll break up with them. If it's family, they'll kick them out. They won't talk to them again. But here in the Philippines, when you do those types of things, they just accept it and they just kind of ignore it. Like they know you did it, they know it, they see it. And if you're in a big fight and you're bringing up bad stuff about them, they might bring it up if you push them as a foreigner, if you push them too hard. But my wife doesn't do that. She stays, I will say, in the light. She won't do that. She doesn't want, and then when we get in a fight, she'll say, I don't want to hurt your feelings, so I'm not going to say the things you're saying. And that really taught me to change my behavior quickly. Because that's amazing. She's mirroring my behavior to me by her good behavior. And you know what, you guys? It's just Americans we learn that in our culture. We will fight and we'll raise our voices. A lot of people, not everyone, but most people. And the ego is kind of big and we're to us like that sometimes. We're maybe unknowingly, we're just doing that. And then my wife shines that light and it just brings me back to earth. Like, humble yourself, George. Humble yourself. Accept your wife's shortcomings because she's accepting yours. It's the most wonderful thing. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful my wife shines that light to put that, to bring me down to earth. And it's touching. It's touching. I appreciate it. And I'm grateful for my wife and her family, because her family tells me sometimes, "Thank you, George, for accepting us." The mother will say that. She'll say that in a message or one of my videos on Facebook, because Mama Ling, Mama Ling is always on Facebook. Mama Ling Naharo, and she'll say those things sometimes when she's touched maybe by a video or something. And then I'll cry. I'm a man and I'm crying, and I will say, I thank you, Mama Ling, for accepting me, because you guys accepted me. It's different when the when the family just likes you for your money, because you'll see that here in the Philippines, or they'll act like they love you for your money. There's people that do that. There's people that are really good. They don't do that, but there's a lot of people that do that. We have to talk about those things. You have to bring truth to everything. No culture is perfect. And there's people that have that type of behavior. But when you're blessed enough, like in my situation, when you have a family that accepts you wholly, your shortcomings. And when I first got here, I had so many behaviors that stood out, and they weren't good. And my family never said anything to me. And then later, when I transformed myself, and it was a transformation, a personal transformation, because God said, "I'm not going to help you. You have to transform yourself. But you're doing a good job, George, because you're sitting in isolation, you're praying, and you're saying the right words, so I hear you. And then you're using your imagination, and you're preparing for me. You're preparing with your imaginations, because you're seeking healing, and you're seeing it, and you're not begging it. You're not coming from a place of lack or fear. You're facing it, and you're putting in imagination like I already healed you." And then that's what I was doing, and then that's what happened. So I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful. Without family, we have ourselves. We have ourselves. We're born alone. We die alone. So at some point, we have to face our fears. And when we do that, there's no better place than the Philippines, because even though alone, the Filipinos alone, the foreigners alone, we are all human, and God sees our hearts, and we have to face it alone. But there's no better place than the Philippines to face that, being supported by your family. And if you're blessed enough, you're being supported by your family. And if you're even more blessed, you're being supported by your extended family. You're not going to see those types of videos here, or hear that kind of talk about complaining about the extended family, not wanting them around, and all those things that I see in other videos. For me, I will never say that. I will always say how grateful I am, and show my family. They love being in the videos, and even they're shy. They love, because they know it supports all of us. We're all in this together. We're all doing YouTube together, and we just want to show it together. It's very rare, you guys. So anyway, let me get to the comments here. Hope I didn't lose anybody. Let's Pogi said, okay, we're going back to this. Each and every Filipino, most important is family, and contented what we have, even if it's short on necessity. So amazing, Pogi. I read that, but I want to read it again. Here's Pogi again. Sir, we emphasize no matter what you have challenging, you face God. What God was number one to thank and pray, because at the end of the day, materials is not the basis of the joy of each of us. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're so right. That's the thing in America. That's what we're going to talk about in my upcoming long format. Not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. when there's no God, when there's always God. God's everywhere, in us, around us, in us, everywhere, in the flowers, in the water, in the trees, in the sky, and also within us. Then when you're in a country that doesn't believe that or wants to throw it away, and if you voice that, they will scold you and yell at you and demonstrate and maybe even kill you for your beliefs, right? So that's the suffering of the. I mentioned this in the upcoming video. I talk about the suffering. In the upcoming video, I talk about the different types of suffering. There's suffering in the Philippines that Americans cannot know about, or people in the West or anywhere in the world cannot know about until they come here, live here for a long time, and then submersed in the culture. And then you will start to understand the suffering of the Filipinos. Like, there's the goodness, but also the suffering, the deep suffering that the individuals and the families go through. You will understand that more like a Filipino. And then the Filipino can never understand the deep sufferings of the foreigners that they have unless they go to the country, live there, submerged in the culture, like many Filipinos have done. And then those are the ones that are leaving comments. Besides you guys, those are the ones leaving comments that are very touching in a different way, because they understand the suffering now, because they've been there for so long. They understand the different types of sufferings. And then there's individual suffering in all cultures. And then there's community suffering or cultural suffering. The cultural, but all humans have that, the good and the bad. And then they have what the Buddhists called samsara, the suffering that all humans go through, the suffering, the fear, jealousy, anger. That's, every culture has those. Envy, gluttony. There's so many more. Hatred. Those sufferings. But when we overcome those sufferings, that's when we're transformed. You might experience the feeling of it, but you'll never experience like your old self. And you won't have that hatred. You'll just have love for your fellow people, and you won't believe in violence. You won't be tricked into believing that violence is a good thing. So let me get back here. Good point. Good point, sir. Here's Bogey. We emphasize no matter what you have challenging. Yes, Bogey, I read that. That's awesome. Then we have Joey's here. Joey is adobo and apple pie. Hey, Joey. Good evening. Joey just had a child, a little boy. And let's see what Joey says here. Resourcefulness. We had our son, $1,800 US dollars at Changhua Hospital. Yeah, Changhua. I know that hospital. That's why I can say it. Changhua Hospital in Cebu. It would have cost $15,000 in the USA with large suite room. It's much more affordable to have family here. Yes, the affordability. Wonderful, Joey. I'm going to get to these comments, but I want to talk about those points. This is wonderful, Joey. Then the cost. So in America now, they're also going through. In America, they're going through, the middle class is being decimated. It's already been decimated. So now there's the rich upper class, and then there's just no middle class anymore. It's just, you either have money or you don't. And it's a different type of suffering. It's not like USA used to be before. So people can't afford things anymore. Now more people can't afford things, and they're struggling just to survive. And a lot of people have lost their homes. They're living in cars. And that's one reason. That's with a lot of reasons, but that's one of the big reasons people are coming here, because affordability, for some people, you might say, well, that's not a good reason just to come for the affordability, just one reason. But when you look at the deeper aspects of affordability, And the deeper aspects of the suffering because of affordability, losing your home, living in a car, being homeless. Homelessness is huge in America. They're everywhere. People move back to their parents if they have a good relationship. But probably 60, 70%, if you could put in a percentage, don't. So where do they go? Homeless shelters, they're full. So they're going in the streets. So affordability is huge. Thank you, Joey, for that. Let's go to the next one. Pogi. When you have a Filipina housewife, when you have a Filipina housewife, it seems you hit the jackpot because she can handle her family and the aspect of life. Yeah. You know, the Filipina and Pogi, and we say guapo, Tagalog Pogi, right? Handsome. You're so handsome, Pogi. So, Pogi, this one you say the Filipina housewife, but the Filipino wife, whatever you want to call housewife, they are, the Filipina in general is so strong. And maybe in your culture, I don't know, but the Filipina is so strong and can handle so much. But the American, I'm not going to say negative about the American woman. I'm not going to say that about the American wife, but because I'll just say in compassion, because of the a skillful way, because of the busyness in America, the different type of stress, we'll call it, because there's a lot of stress here too. But the different type of stress and whatever's going on in the way the culture is, the American woman has to transform to be able to level up her strength. Because I've never seen the strength of a Filipino woman. And even for that part, the Filipino man. And I'm talking about the ones that I've seen in my life that are surround me. Because Caroline has 9 brothers and sisters, and there's 4 girls and 5 boys. 4 women and 5 boys. And I've seen the men, and they're a good example. They work hard every day. They do what they can do, and they're in the province. They're doing fishermen every day, going out every day in that climate, and then they're bringing fish. They're selling fish, and then they're bringing to the family, traveling around, bringing to the family, and then the woman work hard. My wife is a housewife. We have a helper named Ginging. She's in the video today, the short video. And my wife, she's also working. So she's working a couple businesses. And then before, when I met her, before we had businesses, she was working in Gaisano and Cebu. She's always working like that. And then so strong and just so strong. I can explain it, but it'd take all day. And then I know I just see that. I see that in the community. And then I see that and I know that. So when I see the Filipina and the Filipinos, but when I see the Filipino woman, I can just watch her, just like Filipinos do. Filipinos are observers. They're observers of people. They are experts on observing people and then skillfully acting. Now, I'm not saying in the province or everyone's doing that. They might, their otuk might not be thinking skillfully to do something for that person, but they're skillfully observing people and they're very good at it. So anyway, there's more points, but let's get to you guys. Pogi again. Pogi's going to be moving up. He's number 3. He's going to be catching up. He's leaving a lot of comments here. Money you earn daily, but family and respect and trust, if it's gone, it is difficult to find and earn. That's another difference. Pogi's hitting gold here. You can earn daily money, but family and respect and trust, that is what you have here in the Philippines. It's another gold, Pogi. Because trust is difficult to find in the West. Trust, real trust, not just by words. And the Filipinos aren't speaking that trust. They're living it. Trust and respect. Respect. That's another one. Respect enough not to say those mean things too. Hey man, the West, you guys, you're making videos, YouTubers, you're making videos and you're talking about suffering and you're talking about just the bad things. Talk more about the good things. Don't say, oh, you're brainwashed because you're talking about the good things. We're all brainwashed. We have to be brainwashed, but be brainwashed in the good things. Bring out the good things of the Philippines here on your videos. There's some doing it, but there's more not. I'm spreading the word, man, in all my videos. Hey, I talk about the negatives too, but let's talk about the points that will drive the foreigners, the expats, to live the expat life, to live the married with a Filipina, live that life because of these wonderful traits. That's why they're coming here. Stop talking about scams and all that. That's in every culture. Stop talking about the scams. You've been scammed. You lost money. Look at yourself. Watch my video on this coming Saturday. Look inward and stop blaming other people because it's the choices you're making that's leading to the people that you're attracting. Okay, let me get back to the comments here. Pogi, another one. Even in military mindset, Filipino soldier, they are truly brave. So many war and conflict experience the Korean War. No Filipino soldier left behind through bravery and trust each other. Really, Pogi, I wish people would make more videos about that because a lot of people, even the younger Filipinos, they might not know the history. Even though they learn about the history, they might not know about the long ago history of what happened and what the Filipinos did. Pogi, I'm gonna research all that because I'm gonna talk about it. I'm not Filipino, but I'm gonna talk about it. I'm here in the Philippines as an expat husband, an expat dad, talking about the bravery of the Filipinos. You know what? I have to be careful though. I'm going to tell you something, Pogi, because war is not good and killing is not good. And I don't want to glamorize it, but I want to glamorize the bravery of those Filipino soldiers. And in my videos, I think I epitomize sharing the bravery of the Filipinos in my videos, talking about those aspects and sharing Caroline's brothers, Caroline's families, her sisters, her mother, just showing the things that they're doing and talking about it. So I want to share more about these things because you bring that up and it just clicks in my mind to make videos about that. Pogi, let's get to the next one. Like the issue there in the West, Philippine Sea, Filipino soldiers has own standard and democracy to follow. But when it's difficult and tension situation, I don't know what happens next. Life is life. Pogi, can you talk more about that? Let me get to your other comments. But can you talk more about that? Like exactly what you mean? If write it in Tagalog if you want, and I will translate it. Google Translate. Write deeper so I can really feel what you're saying there. Sir, if you don't mind, what Filipino food most you want? Pogi, I'm so simple. It's like whatever my family makes for me, I eat. I like so many dishes, but I don't eat a lot of them now because I'm losing weight. I lost a lot of weight in kilograms. I've lost about 10 kilograms, and I want to lose probably another 8 kilograms to get back to my childhood figure. No, I just want to lose that because I'm manifesting that also just for reasons to run with my children and just never. I don't really get that tired anymore, but just to be able to continue with that so I can just enjoy my family and do some of those things. But let's see, the Filipino foods I really like and want. Even I'm not eating them right now because of the fatty content, not the fatty content, the sugar and carbs. I really like the simple Filipino foods that are popular, like lumpia. Um, I like pancit canton, halo halo, of course. Can't eat any of this stuff. Pancit canton's so good, but those are simple. Um, I'm not really a fan of baboy. Not really a fan of pork. Just never like it. When I eat pork and baboy, I feel like I'm eating my uncle or something. Maybe it's like my Buddhism. I'm not Buddhist religion, but maybe some of the practices I've done, it's in my mind. Because for like 30 years I was a vegetarian. And then I started eating meat when I moved in with the Tibetan monks. Because in Tibet, and now a lot of them, most of them are in India now, but they eat meat because it's hard to grow vegetables in that cold climate. They're the Buddhists that eat meat. They eat anything. What does God say? It goes in and comes out. So anyway, to get to let me think what else that I really like. Mm, adobo, even though I don't like pork, like chicken adobo. Um, Give me some ideas. Tell me some dishes, and I'll tell you if I like them or not. And then tell me what you guys like. What's your favorite? Pogi, what's your favorite? Pogi, sir, if you don't mind. Okay, Philip. Oh, okay, let's get to YGG Dressel. How do you? Hello, good evening. How do you finance your monthly expenses in your kids' school? Yeah, Pinsan, yeah, no, yeah. In case that you're already mentioned this. Oh, it's okay. It's okay, no problem. So I don't really like to talk about those because it's personal, but I will answer. How do I do that? You want to know the truth? It's all miracles and it's all transformation. I changed my mindset and I push my mindset, my imaginary world through my affirmations and then my imagination to manifest. And I did it like it was already done. God already answered me when we were in our struggles. He already answered, and I saw it. I saw what I wanted for my family and how I would make it exactly. And every day I envisioned that and concentrated on that. And before I went to sleep, especially before I went to sleep, I fell asleep in my imaginary state, seeing that done. And what did it look like? I was there. What did it sound like? What did it smell like? What were the people who was surrounding me? And what did they say? And what did I feel when they said that? It was like I was actually doing it. And then God answered it and set it all up like bigger and better than I ever could expect. So what was that? It was businesses. And it was businesses legally in my wife's name. I was the founder, and my wife and her family ran the businesses. And other foreigners would say I was absolutely crazy because the businesses were in their names. But when you have people that you trust, that you love, it doesn't matter if they're what they are. What, I would have an American do it? An American? I don't trust an American to do that. I don't have anyone I trust. And then people say, don't do business with family. That's why when you manifest and you believe it done and you believe it's true and it's already happened and you know God is everywhere and God can fulfill those things, once you make yourself a conduit and you're an antenna and you sit in isolation, in silence, not begging, not fear based, please God help me, dropping to your knees crying, please God. God ain't going to answer those kind of prayers. That's what I found out. and he answered my prayers. And so businesses in my wife's name, that they're the owner, and my wife, if she was the type of people they talk about on YouTube, she would have stole everything and kicked me to the curb. No problem for me, because for me, I know I have faith in God in all things that God can do. And I'm not just talking by my mouth, I'm talking about my actions, and I proved it, and I transformed my life. And not only my life, my wife's life transformed. She transformed her life, and her family transformed. The fruits run deep when it's done by God. Nothing I could have done by struggling and going back and forth to America. You're going to make me cry by this question. This is going to make me cry, man. Right on YouTube. Going back and forth, how many times I did that as a nurse and sending money. We made more money by me doing something in the Philippines that other people said was impossible. It wasn't impossible because I had faith and believed. And my wife asked me one night, "Are you sure? Because if you don't succeed, our family's going to fall and you're not going to be able to feed us." And I said, "I'm going to succeed because I know where God resides, and God's part of me, and God will answer this because I have faith, and God will answer this." I told my wife, "You decide what you're going to do. If you're going to live in the fear-based mentality that if you say it's your culture, it's you. Are you going to live in fear, or are you going to just really believe and let go and not just go to church every Sunday and pray to God like that?" That's not how you receive God's blessings. The only way you receive God's blessings, the only redemptive value that we have that God gave us, is our imaginary state and what we put in that. And the only way to create that in a way that God will bless you is through your spoken words. Through your spoken words, you will transform your mind. All of us. All of us are special in that way. And we will imagine. And even when we're speaking the affirmations, we'll get quick glimpses of imagination. When we say the things, we have images that come, because that's how God talks to us, through pictures and through video. Like running it back, you will see it playing. When you realize that's the God's whisper, that's when you transform. But if you're living in fear and you're saying, "I can't do this, I'm not good enough, I don't have enough money, we're falling, and money's bad, and people that have money are bad, and we don't have enough, and we're just happy like that. We don't have enough and we're happy like that." That's fine if you want to live like that. That's fine, and you're content. But when you say those words, God is going to answer you and give you more of that. So why not? Why not, wherever we are in the world, whatever culture we are, why not imagine bigger things? Because God will answer those bigger things, and you're not being greedy, and you're not being humblegero or humblegera. You're still humble, but you know that God answers in that way. So when you do that, you want to share it with other people, but you have to be careful, because until you transform yourself, you won't have the confidence, because the other people will not believe you. They will step on you, because that's what humans do. When they're fear-based, they'll act out of jealousy, and they'll push you down. That crab mentality. It's everywhere. It's not just in the Filipino culture. It's in my culture too. It's in every culture. So I'm just saying in truth. You can say I'm crazy or whatever you want to say, but I'm speaking the truth. I always go there. I always go there at some point, because I want to share the information. I don't care what people think. They can say I'm full of crap or whatever, say whatever they want. Put me down. You can't shake my faith. So I just want to share it. Hey, there's Caroline. So anyway, let's get back to the comments, because I'll go off on these tangents, man. That's why these are long live streams. Okay. So I answered that. All of that was from one question. When YGG Dressel, how do you finance your monthly expenses in your kids' school? Sorry, my glasses. Placentana. Sorry, my pronunciation is so bad. In case you already mentioned this, no problem. I told you. So anyway, that's my answer. And also, my wife, in her wisdom, Filipinas are great. The Filipina wife is great at this. She learned to do this. She learned to balance and roll the money. And the Filipinos know what I'm talking about. Balance and roll the money. Us foreigners have to get better at that. Or if you're just asking me as a Filipino, how did I finance monthly expenses? Well, I did those things, and it was with the grace of God and the support of my family. So this expat dad is going to say, I'm seeing the strength of the Filipinos. I can talk to the negativities of any culture, but why? When I was transformed because of this culture. Why? Because I went in solitude in the province. I fell in the city of Cebu, and I hit rock bottom. And then when we hit rock bottom, the farthest we can fall, when we're broken and admit it, and trying to be something we're not and never admit it and hide it, God will fix us, because God loves brokenness, doesn't he? And God will fix us. And then I transformed here in the province through the solitude, through putting together what exactly was happening, why God was answering some of my prayers and why he wasn't answering others. And I figured it out here in the province. And then I put it together. And so I have a system that's not a system, because it's flexible. And it's not a secret, and it's not a miracle. It's within all of us. We just have to find it. Okay. I am working towards, say YGG Dressel. I am working towards migrating to the Philippines with my wife and kid. Okay, migrating. So are you a foreigner Filipino, like a citizen that's Filipino? Or are you an American citizen that was born there, non-Filipino? You guys, I want to tell you guys, you can set up a one-on-one call with me. If you ever want to do that, I have a link for a one-on-one call with me. I don't really advertise it, but as a founder, like, I do that for people, and then they meet with me one-on-one with questions like that. And I have a link. I have something. I'm gonna make a video about that probably either this week or next week, and then you guys can sign up for that if you want. For that type of question, I will help you. I will help you where I can spend time with you and help you do that. If you want to go deeper, if you just want to meet with me, it's like 30 minutes. There's my wife. Hey, just come and say hello, Caroline. No headset. It's just the mic, baby. Here, let's put it up here. No. Pressure.
No,
Just say hi. They're here. The people are here too. You should be hi.
Hello.
But.
Sometimes, sometimes I'm not like, I'm showing some things, but most of the time,
There's a shyness, but okay. She told a Messiah shy.
okay,
Shy face.
I will just watch them.
Okay. It's okay, Di. I'm just teasing you. What advice can you give for a young man who wants? Okay, wait. Instead of stupendous mortgage here in Europe. Oh, Europe, you're in Europe. We can secure a stupendous, like a huge mortgage, like crazy mortgage there in Europe. We can secure a paid off inheritance for our child in the Philippines by buying land and a house. Okay, that's great. How can you do that though? Can you explain that? Like, if you don't mind, that's wonderful. Yeah, if it was me, I would have already gone. But you're not me. We all have our different stories. So, what advice can you give for a young? This is from Jarvis Official. Jarvis Official. What advice can you give for a young man who wants to move and work in the Philippines? Well, where are you from? Where are you from, Jarves? So I'll give you a short advice. But again, if you guys have deeper questions, you can meet with me on a live call. I can either give you the link, or you can wait for the video to come out so you know exactly what it is, what it entails. Just let me know. But I can give you some advice here. I'd love to, from my experiences, not as a teacher or an expert, but just a guy that's experienced things. Hello, YGG Giselle. He's saying hello to Pogi. He's saying hello to Guapo, handsome. Okay. Rise of Brutality. Sising. Oh, Sisig. Yes, I love that too. That's very good. That's Lamikayo. But I can't eat these things right now. But yeah, Sisig is Lamikayo. So you like that one. So Risso, Rise of Brutality, I think likes that one. Tell me where you're from, you guys. Some people I know where you're from, but just tell me where you're from if you didn't tell me already. I know where like 3 or 4 people are from, but the rest I don't know that are here. I know where Pokey's from. I know where Leanne's from. I know where Teresa's from. I know where Joey's from. But some of your other people I don't know where you're from. I'd love to know where you're from. I love this. This is very active chat. This is so fun, you guys. So okay, instead of the mortgage. So let me scroll down to see if he answered that real quick. My wife has trustworthy family who already happened to purchase 2 lots of land, the entire process. Now we're looking for a house near the family with decent schools and amenities. Okay, so I assume you're a foreigner to the Philippines and your wife is Filipino. That's what I'm assuming. But she's there in America with you. If I was you, I would come, man. That is just awesome. And you already have a support network. If it's your wife's family, she will know. Your wife will know. Even she's been gone a long time, she will know. I would just recommend don't listen to other YouTubers that say crazy things by their experience, and they just one time had a bad experience, and then they're complaining. I would say listen to your own heart and listen to your wife and follow your wife. Follow humble. You're probably humble already. You have a Filipina, so just stay humble and in humility. Follow your wife with those things you have because she's trustworthy, and live a wonderful life. Okay, let me get back to some of the other comments now. I'm scrolling back. This is wonderful, you guys. Thank you so much for all these comments. Thank you so much for all these comments. Thank you so much. So I'm waiting for Jarv's official to tell me. Otherwise, I'm going to assume. Okay, he's from Minnesota, so you're an American. Okay, so you're from Minnesota. So what advice would I give for a young man who wants to move and work in the Philippines? Well, this is the advice I'd give to you. It's very hard to work in the Philippines when you come here, especially as a visitor, but they have visas now, like digital nomad visas. I don't know if they're that good, but you have the ability to work virtually, which is very good. But my recommendation, which I haven't heard people talk about online, I'm nothing great here. I haven't seen it, so I'm going to tell you. If I seen it, I tell you what other people told if I think it's good. But in my experience, because I've worked as a digital nomad here in the Philippines, and I've worked going back and forth in America as a nurse, and then founded some things as my wife as an owner. If you come here alone and you're not interested in meeting someone, getting married, in that part, but you need to work at the beginning if you're interested in that. There's nothing wrong with being alone if you want that. But my recommendation is to get the job first. Get a virtual job. Make sure it's stable in America, in Minnesota there, a virtual job. And then and make sure You move in a place that has good connection in the Philippines. Like where I am in the province, so we have a lot of brownouts, but the connection's okay, pretty good. But you have to pay for it. But not all areas are good. So find a place like that has the best, strongest connection. Like some people like to go to Manila. I don't like Manila, the city. I like the people in Manila. I just don't like the busyness of Manila, but it's a good place for strong connections. Some places. Find out the places that don't get flooded, where the electricity doesn't go out, and where you can hold a job virtually online and figure out how much you make. Get the job in America, work the job in the Philippines. You're probably going to be staying up all night if it's in America. You can work for Australian jobs because it's just a little um, ahead of the Philippines. Like you can work during the daytime. So you're going to have to work as a digital nomad. So there's some people say teaching jobs, whatever, but I would go on Upwork.com. Fiverr's there too, but it's pretty condensed. There's freelancer.com, there's upwork.com, there's you can't do the Filipino sites where they do um, that are good, but they're for Filipinos. So start with upwork.com while you're in America, check it out. Do your put your resume up there, make a good profile. If you want to meet with me, I can help you with all that. If you want to have a call with me, if you need help, I can help you with all that. And then find a job, whatever you're good at. Whatever you're good at, there's something online that someone will need help with. But you're going to be competing with AI. So if you're good at with AI, that's good. Like if you can write content, use AI agents, use some. The AI agents are good because I don't know if you can use ChatGPT, um, Claude AI, some of those ones. I don't really like what Elon Musk has made. I don't like his AI, the one on Twitter. Um, I would recommend if you can afford $20 a month to pay for the ChatGPT because you can get agents and connect all your stuff that you want to use through the agents. It can do everything for you. It's like having 10 or 20 people, even up to 100 people working for you. So anyway, you got to research that. I can help you if you want to meet with me, but you got to decide and how motivated you are if you really want to come. It's up to you. Okay, so that I hope that's helpful for you. Let me get back to some of these comments. Um, Pogi again. Handsome guy, handsome. Because Filipino wife has a multiple skill to handle her family, and they have a multiple method to survive, even the hardship moment through determination and diligence. Yes, you nailed it, brother. That's why you're so handsome. Pogi, you're coming up with a lot of great comments. You're making me think, and I will use this for some material. Some of the things you're saying for some content, if you don't mind. So, what I can say to that is you're 100% right. And for expat that comes over, and for me, I fell to the rock bottom, and then I met Caroline, and I wanted to give up. I'm telling the honest truth. I wanted to give up, and she wouldn't let me. And she was my example until I could find what my life purpose, till I could find the start of my life purpose, till I could be strong enough to lift myself up. She wouldn't let me give up. And she was my example. She was my rock. God placed her right in front of me. And she was the one that never going to leave me, never gave up on me, and showed me how to be strong. And that's a Filipina. And then she became a Filipino wife. Thank you, Pogi. Wonderful comment. You're absolutely right. They're the strongest in the world, in my opinion. And people can call me crazy, but in my opinion, a Filipina, a good Filipina that has a good heart, that really loves you. But even if it's not for you, for her family, they are the strongest woman in the world. Okay, strongest woman in the world. Okay, Jarves official. What advice can you give for a young man? Okay, I already gave that. Pogi said, sising sour soup. Yep, adobo pork or chicken. I can't say. Chicken diugun. I probably ate it, but I can't say it. Dinugun. Or pork blood stew. Oh, dugo. In Basaya dugo. Pork blood stew. Yeah, I don't like that one too much. I tried that. I don't like pork too much. But even, yeah, like the dugo from the goat, someone slaughtered and then we were all eating it and they were dipping and eating and pouring it over rice. Sorry, I don't like that one, but you like it. That's great. Chicken tinola, love that. That's a good one. Chicken tinola, yes. Succinct chicken curry, yep. Chicken curry is amazing. That's one of my favorite dishes. Chicken curry and then with the carrots in there. Oh my God. Are you guys, is your mouth watering, you guys? Chicken curry with the curries, that amazing curry sauce with carrots in there that are steamed carrots, cooked carrots. Oh my goodness. So Pogi likes that too. Pakbet. What's that? What's pakbet? I'm not even saying it right. Pakbet. Vegetables, pakbet, vegetables, and so more of my favorite dishes. Wow, Pogi, you and me can eat together, brother. We got some similar dishes. Thank you for sharing that. You love all those. Can you explain to me, Dinugun, I can't say it right, and pakbet? And I'll get to your comment if you're still here. YGG Dressel said, I understand changing your mindset is key, but I need some practical, straightforward advice. We already bought 2 lots of land and I'm looking for work over there. Yeah, that is my practical, straightforward advice. That's for the rational mind that has to let go. Manifest it, brother. See it in your mind and just see exactly, hey, let's do this right now for the practical mind. Even you don't believe this, I'm going to tell you. You already bought 2 lots and land, and I'm looking for work over there. Okay. So work you're probably not going to find as a foreigner unless you do online work. I don't know how old you are, but I would manifest. What I mean by that is imagine in your mind, just try it. Try it. Go to sleep tonight and try it one time. Just one time. Just try it one time. Or do me a favor, do it for 10 nights. One time before you go to sleep. It's easy. Just do your best. It doesn't have to be perfect to see a place in the Philippines, even you don't know what it looks like, just the land you bought and the 2 lots, and see it there, see your wife and you there, see yourselves in a house and see it. It's already done. And you working online on Upwork, you're working online, even if you don't know what it looks like, just you're working online and your wife is telling you, I love you so much. We've been together so long, but I'm telling you right now, it's in your visualization. I love you so much. I can't believe you did this. I can't believe we are so set up for life. Thank you. Thank you so much. And then feel the emotion from that. I'm telling you, if you play that in your mind before you go to bed for 10 nights, do that. 10 nights just before you go to sleep, and then just fall asleep. Just do your best. Simple. You don't have to be perfect. And then fall asleep, feel the emotion, run it back, keep running it back in your mind. Whatever you want, whatever you're lacking. Do not come from a place of lack, brother. You're saying practical and rational. Don't come from that place because it ain't going to work out. I'm just telling you. Before you come over right now, do it. And things are going to happen. You're going to push it out into your physical world. Do you believe in God? Okay, that's it. If you don't want to do what I'm saying, that's fine. I understand. You have your own beliefs. That's all I can tell you. I don't know anything else beyond that because that's how we succeeded. And I needed it bad too, man, because I fell. I had nothing. You have a lot more than I had. I had nothing. And I just stopped with my rational mind. Of course, we have a rational mind. We can use our mind. We can think, but let it go and trust. Say this affirmation. If you're willing to just trust and say this affirmation, I am in perfect harmony with the working of the law. That's God's law. So just say, I am in perfect harmony with the working of the law. I stand aside and let infinite intelligence make easy and successful my way. That's God. That's Jesus. That's whatever you want to say, whatever you believe. But for me, that's God. That's Jesus. Just, it doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter what you believe. Just say, as long as you believe in God, you believe in a higher power. I'll say it one more time, and it will, and I will leave this. I have free affirmations that you can click on in this video. You can download them for free. I don't ask for anything. They're there. Just try if you want to try. If not, it's fine. I'm just going to say it one more time. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. I don't know your name, YGG Dressel, but I know you have a blessed life because of what you already have. So if you're willing to let go and say this, I am in perfect harmony with the working of the law. I stand aside and let infinite intelligence make easy and successful my way. When you wake up in the morning, say that. Say that 10 times. That's it. And if you can't remember all of that, just say, I am in perfect harmony with the working of the law. I am in perfect harmony with the working of the law. I am in perfect harmony with the working of the law. Just try it and prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. If you don't believe, that's fine. If you don't believe in anything, that's fine. Prove me wrong. Those 2 things I told you to do them to prove I'm crazy and I'm lying. Okay? Do those 2 things to prove me wrong. Do them both for 10 days and prove me wrong. Just 10 days and see what happens in your life. See what gets pushed out from your inside, from your inner world, what God blesses you with, and you're going to push it out to the outer world. God's going to gift it to you, and it will be pushed out to the outer world, but it comes from the inside out. That's it. Okay. Let's move on. Multiple businesses. I see a trustworthy Filipino wife is crucial indeed. I'm lucky in that sense as well. Yep. You are blessed. That's what I already said. You are blessed because you have more than most men in other countries have now. Most men. I'm just talking about men that have gone through it. There's American men in my country, and I'm sure in the West, that have wonderful wives there that are doing great. But there's a lot more that have gone through hell and have fallen and keep making the same mistakes using their rational mind. We have the rational mind, but we have to connect our heart, our thoughts, everything. We have to connect those first. We have to stop making the same mistakes over and over again. That's what I'm going to say. And that's God's law. That's not, I'm just a conduit in love, pushing that out to people listening. Take it or leave it. I'm a conduit. This is God's words, not mine. This is a healed man's words, a transformed man's words. And in humility and humbleness, I am pushing this out to those that need to hear it. They are not my words. You are very blessed, YGG Dressel. Dressel, you're a very blessed man. I've never been that faithful type, but I must admit that life gave me gifts when I have faith. Yeah, that's fine. You don't have to believe in what other people say, what other people label it. You don't even have to be a religious person. I'm not religious at all. I'm just, people would say I'm spiritual, but I don't say I'm anything. I just practice my faith every day. And I say affirmations throughout the day, and I see things throughout the day in my imagination, and then God just answers, or whatever people want to call that. If they don't want to say God, my mom used to not like the word God sometimes, and But she'd say the sky's beautiful, the flowers are beautiful, the trees are beautiful. It's a beautiful day. And God made all those things, and God's everywhere. So I knew my mom loved God. So anyway, let's move on. Next question or next comment. Pogi, the equivalent of $1 here is 56 to 58 pesos. I think it depends on what the status of currency value to stock exchange, and the pounds in is 76, sometimes pesos. Yeah, you guys have a different conversion than America that I always follow. So yeah, you are. It sounds like you already know well about that. I mean, you know. So you're right on. So YGG Giselle, Poggy's a good person to ask too. It seems like he knows about some things you might. He's made so many good comments right here in the community. You guys might just get in touch with each other. Yeah, you live in Belgium. I know you're not in the Philippines. Your wife's okay. Now I know where you live. You're in Belgium. Yeah, you're a blessed person. I don't know what it's like in Belgium, but in the West, the other countries, the West I'm talking about, when I say the West, what I'm talking about is Canada, um, America, Australia, uh, the one that's right next to Australia. Um, that's a different culture. The small place, I can't think of the name right now. And then maybe the UK. I know those places are are a lot of suffering's going on there. I don't know what's going on with the culture in Belgium. And yes, please, I'd appreciate some one-on-one advice. Okay, so I will. Let me just drop my link here. Let me give you my link. It's up to you. Okay, I'm going to give you my link, and you can check it out. I haven't made a video yet, but I will. It'll be the main one of them. It'll probably be the main video on my channel. But let me get the link real quick. Give me a second, and then I'll get to the other comments too. I'm going to find the link here. Anyone that's interested, you can check it out. It's on Calendly, so I know most people can. I can set the appointment on that with Google Meet. So let me see. There we go. Okay, let me pull up my link and I will share it. I don't even think I put it on the YouTube page yet. It's called Ask an Expat Dad one-on-one support session. It's a 30-minute meet and it has all my opening time. See if you can match that with your time. If not, let me know if it doesn't match with your time and I'll just make sure I match it. So let me give you the link. Okay, I promise I'm dropping this link in. Just give me a second here. Okay. Yep. Everything's good. Okay, it's good to go. Let me just give it to you. All right, let me drop it in here and I'll get back to the chat. Okay. Let me find where we are, you guys. Give me a second. I don't want to miss anybody's. Okay, let's get back to this. Wow, YGG Giselle said, "Thank you. I needed to hear this." Wow, so amazing. You just made my day, brother. Wow, thank you for being here. This is amazing, man. This is amazing. Thank you, YGG Giselle. I wish I know your first name. If you don't mind, it's okay. I understand some people's privacy or whatever, but I would like to know your first name if you don't mind. Pogi, the equivalent of $1. Okay, we already said that. Hello, oh, ma'am. Hello, Po. Oh, your wife speaking Tagalog, I think. Speaks Jarvis Fish. I'm from Minnesota. Yep, know that. Okay, my wife has trustworthy family. Hardy. Okay, we got that. Okay, why did you see Giselle said my wife has trustworthy family who already helping is purchasing 2 lots of land. The entire process. Now we're looking for a house near her family with decent schools and amenities. Wow, that is awesome. Is her family? I know it might be hard for a family to help you with that type of process. Um, how many, if you don't mind, how many children or teenagers? How many children or teenagers do you have? I don't even know how old you are. I'm just wondering about that. We live in Belgium. It'd be easy for me to stack up savings quickly while my wife and our child settle in Philippines. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea. But I know you want to be with them as soon as possible. That's what I did that for a while. What you're doing just in America, you would do it in Belgium. But that's a really good idea to start the process. But I would recommend, because the mistake I made um, was I would go there to America and stay for like a year at a time, and then I'd send back money, and then it would be a lot of money, but then we'd burn through that pretty quickly, and I didn't have anything till I found Upwork and doing digital nomad, and I didn't really want to do that, but I just lost myself because I was learning from the Filipinos, right? Um, Watching them, you just can't. You already know this, right? Just watching them, you can't help but to be a better person, especially when you live here because you're surrounded by like good and bad behavior. But the really um, selfless behavior for family is hard not to notice when you're really looking. I'll say that again. That's a good one. The selfless behavior of the Filipinos is really hard not to notice if you're paying attention as a foreigner here when you live in the Philippines. Okay. Well, you're a foreigner if you live in the Philippines. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea, though. That's a good plan. That's a good plan. And while you're in Belgium, you might look for an online job too. While you're stacking money, just get the job there and then have that job, stack up the money while you're, and then you'll have time to get that job. You can really be picky and look for the right one. I mean, if you can be picky, that pays enough for you, and it's okay to make like $5 or $6 an hour. That's enough. Many Filipinos would be very happy with that type of salary. And then you can, for me, I was working for like $6 an hour, and then I saw things in my mind. I was seeing things in my mind, and then those things happened, and I was getting raises. I was pushing those thoughts outward, those things that people call miracles that aren't miracles. So anyway, you can do it. Joseph. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you for telling me your name. Joseph. That's a beautiful name. Joseph, you can do it. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. You're already ahead of most people. When I came here, I had nobody. You have a wonderful wife and a wonderful family. You have a 2-year-old, and you're only, oh my God, you're in your early 30s. You have so much energy. Wow. God bless you, brother. Yeah, you're going to do fine. It's going to be easier for you to get work than someone that was like, when I came here, I was 44. And when I started working on Upwork, I think I was like 47. But you might be able to get a job in the call centers um, since you're married. And then since you're married, you come here. And if your wife's a citizen, and then you become like, you can get a work permit through your wife as long as you're like either a permanent resident through your wife, or she goes to the Pag-ibig, I believe it is, and gets you the rights to work, the work application. If she's a citizen, you can do that, but you have to go through the process. But you can work because you would have to pass the test in the call center, and you'd be working with the Filipinos in the call center. You can get a job like that. That is a one job you can get as a foreigner, as an expat in the Philippines. If you're married, if you're legally married, if you're legally married to a Filipino citizen, but you would have to check out the legalities of that. But that's what I could do through my wife, and so I'm sure you could do it through your wife. I can help you with that to find out that information. I'll just meet with you. I'll just meet with you. And it will help you, Joseph. I have 1 2-year-old, and that is, God bless you. Poggy got number 1. Poggy is number 1 top fan. Oh my goodness, Poggy. So that means the top fans, if you don't know, you guys, it's the people that have the most comments, or they leave a super chat, like a tip like that, or it's just the way YouTube's doing the top fans. And whoever takes part in every chat, it starts new. And then when you come back to the next chat, who has number 1, number 2, number 3, it'll be the same for the next one. But then people can overtake whoever's most active. Okay. So Poggy's number 1, that's 150 XP points. Leanne's number 2, 75 XP points. Therese is holding down number 3. She used to be number 1, and she's getting 75. And then Leanne was number 1, took over number 1, and now Poggy with all his comments. Oh, thank you, Poggy. Like and subscribe. Thank you, Poggy. Thank you so much, Poggy. Thank you for watching the videos. So you saw what I talked about. That's why you told the next one. Yep. I just made that. I made a long format video, and I'm talking about that on this. You didn't see that because this upcoming video, it might be on there, but the one after is really going to be on there again. Bayan, I can't say how you say it. I can't say it like you say it. Yeah, I know what it means, though. I know what it means deeply because I researched and I made a video about it. It means a true community spirit and deeply connected to each other, that Filipino way. Exactly. Exactly, Poggy. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much for sharing that. Wow. Poggy is guapo. Poggy is handsome. If you're a foreigner, you don't know. If you're like me, that means Poggy means handsome. Okay, let me just wait a sec. You might hear this. I'm doing this out of compassion for the foreigners that are in here, for myself and other foreigners. This is one of the best words to learn when you come here. Bye Nihon. Bye Nihon. Listen. Bye Nihon. Bye Nihon means a true community spirit and deeply connection to each other that the Filipinos, that is the Filipino way. Yeah, that is the secret of the Philippines right there, is the connection to spirits. And they all know that. They know that in a deep way. And that's what we learn when we come here. Watch my videos on that, you guys. I made a couple videos on that exact thing that Pogi is sharing with us. Thank you, Pogi. Thank you, you handsome man. Pogi, Pogi's a bit older than you. Oh, he's a bit older than you, Joseph. Joseph, do you know how to speak Tagalog? Do you know how to speak Tagalog? Because you're using Tagalog words there. Do you know on Google Translate, if you put Tagalog, they don't have it. You have to put Filipino. You guys, Pogi is speaking. I don't know. He's chatting Tagalog. He said hi to Pogi and he said, nice to meet you in Filipino language. Chris Mason, good rising. Hey, Chris, you must be in a foreign land. Pogi, how you learn Tagalog? Why'd you see? Yeah, that's what I just asked. I have 5 years experience in sales and online customer service. See, you already have experience. And you know what? I have a company. I don't have a company. I'm founder. My wife's company, where we have. My wife has Filipino VAs, agents that make calls, and they do mostly sales. But I used to train a few Americans too in that process, and then got them jobs with some of my connections. So we need to talk, brother. We need to talk. My wife would, it would be weird like that, but we've done it before. We've done it with 2 Americans in the past. I practiced in Filipino last year and back at home, some basic understanding on Tagalog in sign of respect. Joseph, you already have a Filipino heart, man. You already belong here. You're coming to the right place. Have you ever been here? Did you ever come here when your wife took a trip or something? Did you ever visit the Philippines? I have like 20 pages written of Tagalog exercise. See, you have a young brain. You can easy for you, man. And when you're submerged in the culture, you're going to learn deeper the language even deeper. Where I am, it's Bisaya speaking, like Cebuano. They call it Cebuano in Cebu, but it's Bisaya. I have 20 pages written of Tagalog exercise. Wow. Chris Mason, you handsome man. Chris, are you telling Pogi he's handsome? Are you telling Pogi he's handsome, man? Therese, you're number 2 now, man. It looks like the woman got taken over by Pogi. Pogi cooking in the chat. We are not forcing you, but just give a try what Sir George saying, the visualization technique. So Joseph, she's talking to you. I hope you saw this. I'm scroll down and see if you saw it. Therese is she's saying this. We are not forcing you, but just give it a try. What Sir George saying, the visualization technique with elevated emotions. You will thank him later. It is wonderful feeling. Therese, why do you say that? Therese, I know you and me have kind of a similar path. We're kindred spirits, but why are you saying that? Okay, Bin Balin. Sir, I may ask, have you adjusted to the very wet weather, sometimes typhoon periods in your areas? Well, I've been here a long time, so but the thing is I adjusted when I was in Cebu and I fell because I was living in the squatter area with no electricity, no fans. If you don't have electricity, you don't have fans. And I lived there in the heat for a number of months, like 3 or 4 months in that type. And so I died to myself physically and spiritually and mentally. I was broken. So, yeah, for me, no problem. I can survive in any wet, in any of this. But when I first came here, I had to get acclimated to the weather, the very wet, and in it, the very hot weather. We say in it, in Bisaya, they say in it kaayo. The weather is even hotter than like Florida or Hawaii, those tropical, but it's a similar, it's not even similar, man. Philippines has its different weather. You have to get acclimated to it. But once, I would say if you didn't fall down, I wouldn't recommend falling down like I did, but if you came here and one didn't fall down, I'm sure within a year, you would be really no problem. You wouldn't need the aircon anymore. You could just use a fan. But I wouldn't recommend going outside. Even the most Filipinos don't, um, unless they're working or something. They don't go outside in it after like 9 or 10 a.m. in the morning. They're not going out there. It's super hot on the hot days. Um, they might travel or whatever, but they're not going to be out in the sun unless they're working in some kind of work where they have to. And they've been doing like the sugarcane workers where we live. I see them out there cutting the sugarcane in the ulan, the rain, or in the init. The kusugayo, dako kusug, the kusug, like very rapid, fast rain. They're in there. The PD cab drivers, they're doing it. The people that are selling things in the streets, they're doing it. And there's probably others too, you know. But going out, the best times are early morning, before like before like 9, and then after 4 p.m. It's really good time to go out. So anyway, if I'm just saying that for people that need to hear that. Um, how's the quake in Hawaii, Chris Menson? Many Filipino live there. It's 40% Filipinos. Wow, yeah. Many rich Filipinos are there now. Filipino communities there. May I ask, what political party do you belong or register in the U.S.? What do you think of Donald Trump? Hey, Alex, I don't belong to any political parties. I'm not involved in politics. I don't live in America anymore, and I wouldn't share my view. Um, there's no reason to share that one. It just causes conflict, in my opinion. Even I watch the Filipinos here on Facebook fighting each other. Um, so I don't like to share that. In a kind way, I'm saying that out of love. Ask me other question. I'm happy to answer. Cherise, thank you. By the way, oh, she's telling Joseph. Thank you. By the way, may we know where in the Phils did you buy land? Yeah, that's important. She wants to know. I live Chris Manson's Mason, Mason 777. I live in the middle of the United States. I haven't heard anything about earthquake in Hawaii, although my family owns land on Hawaii. Hawaii. Joseph, whoa, Joseph went to number 2. Joseph's number 2. Man, the men are taking over, ladies. I don't know what's happening. My English is decent, but my verbal skills are rather rusty. I speak Dutch and English and learning Tagalog. Wonderful, Joseph. You're multilingual. Yeah, I understand when you say it's decent, but your verbal skills, but you probably understand a lot more than you can maybe speak clearly if you're talking that language. I'm just saying that because that's how I am in Bisaya. So I understand that part. I understand a lot more than what I can fluently speak. When I hear people talking, I can understand most everything. So I probably you might be like that, a certain level like that. We're in Laguna last year, first time for me. Oh, okay, first time for you. Oh, you're in Laguna. That's where your wife's family is. Okay, so first time. How long have you been married with your wife? Did you get married in America then? You got married in America, so you have some different legal things. If you wanted to you can do online work, but if you want to work in a call center or something, I believe you'd have to be married in the Philippines. I don't know if there's a way they recognize your marriage unless if you got married in America. I mean in Belgium. Clarice, an island on Visayas region, 5,000 pesos 1 hectare, and 10 hectares for 15,000. Hey, Therese, you might be able to help him with some of that. Therese has experience buying land. I didn't comment a lot because I've noticed a lot of viewers for today's live stream, and you mentioned Filipinos are observant. Haha, I didn't mind if I go from down in the list. Just fine, just having fun. Yeah, but now you're number 1 again. Yeah, I'm just announcing that because it encourages people to take part. But Therese, I understand you. I know how you are. You're the one on the first day when we got the top fans going. You're the one that said you hope other people participated and you don't mind going down, just like you said that. I know your heart. Thank you for sharing. Hope you don't mind. We're in Visayas. Yeah, you guys have some things in common. Therese and Joseph, you guys have some things in common. Therese, do you know how to speak Dutch? By the way, Dutch, the Norwegian movies are pretty. There's some good movies on Netflix. There's one really good movie. I like to watch Norwegian movies. I mentioned that last live stream, and I've watched a few. And my favorite, I'm watching a series. Maybe you guys can figure out which one that is. They speak Dutch, but you can use text captions or you can listen and they're speaking in English, dubbed English. Or you can listen in Dutch. It's a nice language to listen to. Oh, just a little. But you're humble too, Therese. I bet you speak more than just a little. Okay, I'm going to share one thing I wanted to share, you guys. Let's see if we could share my screen. I got this ready to go. So I'm going to try to share my screen. You guys will tell me if it actually shared my screen or if it goes black. And we'll find out if it goes black in a second. I'm looking on my phone. It's black. Let's give it a second. Yeah, bien balan. Thank you. It's black. I can see that too. Let's give it a second. I don't know what's wrong with the sharing. Okay, so it doesn't work. So I'm going to stop sharing and we're going to return from black in a second. Hang in there, guys. We're going to turn to back because I stopped sharing. Okay, you're going to come back to me in a second. There we are. No more blackness. Okay. So I'm going to read the comment to you guys. And you guys might be able to find it if you find the video just last month. The video is called, I got to scroll all the way back up again. The video, I got to wait for my screen. Okay, the video is called, Why is Everyone Moving to the Philippines? The Real Reason Expat Families Choose Filipino Life. And there's a picture of me and my family in the water. I think hugging or something. We're in the water. It says, why is everyone moving to the Philippines? The real reasons expat families choose Filipino life. And I just made it about a month ago and it has 27,000 views. Okay. And then there's a pinned comment. I'll make it easy for you because there's a pinned comment. And then you guys can tell me if you left a comment on this one and we'll share your comment too. Just tell me if you made a comment on this and we'll share your comment. But I'm going to share this first. Well, let's not go. Yeah, let's go to the pin comment first. And then I want to go to one more and then I'll share yours. Okay, I'm just going to read it to you. If you're not there, if you're on my homepage and you find the video that I mentioned that has 27,000 views, okay, if you find it, look for your comment and I'll read it. Because I know a few of you have left comments there. But for this one, it's the pinned comment. It says it's by Todd212, who has been in our live streams, but I don't believe he's here tonight. And I'm making a video, not this Saturday, but the next Saturday it'll be released. So not this Saturday, but the Saturday after. And I'm using this comment and the other one I'm going to read for the video. It's the main points of the video. It's going to be a fantastic video because of these comments. So leave comments, you guys, good comments. Tell me from your heart what you feel, because that's the types of videos I like to make. So he said, the thing I noticed about the Western world is life here is like doing a lifetime sentence. These are his words, okay, on death row in gladiator school. The American dream is dead for me. Everything is the same. There's no love in the air. Neighbors don't communicate. Everybody is distanced in their own bubbles. Every time I come to my new home, I take a deep breath because I love the smell of scooters, jeepneys, street food. Vision the clouds are so close. So this is a Filipino that's been in America for years and understands the culture there. And he's voicing this. It's almost like heaven to me. So when he's envisioning, so he's imagining just what I'm talking about. He's doing the imagery, he's imagining. Every time I come to my new home, I take a deep breath because, so he's talking about when he's back in the Philippines. I love the smell of scooters, jeepneys, street food. Vision the clouds are so close. It's almost like heaven to me, as having, as like heaven on earth for me. But the Philippines show me what it meant to live in a normal, simple, God fearing life of love, happiness, and culture that is unbeatable, and you can't get it nowhere else. Can't wait to get back. Wow. That is so deep. Wonderful comment. Do you guys want to make comments on that? That is amazing. He sounds like me, but he's a Filipino that went there, submersed in the culture of America, and understands the American mind. And he experienced it himself as a Filipino. So he has compassion for that, but he don't want any part of that. He wants to come home because he misses it. And I can't imagine how deep that is, the pain of that. But I would say just live in that happiness. Just live in that when you can. Okay, let me go back to your comments. Philippines has 175 local dialects. Yeah, each province. But Tagalog is our main language to understand each other, and English is our second language, presumably. Thank you, Pogi, for sharing that. Thank you, Pogi. Okay, so Todd said that. I just read that. I'm going to go to another comment. You guys tell me if you have a comment here. Drop your comment in the chat if you can. If not, tell me you have a comment here and we'll find you. I'm going to go to the next one by Aaron. He left his comments today. Hello, just come in, you guys. Fine. I'm sharing something, and then we'll be done in a little bit. If you guys have to leave the chat, just go ahead and leave. I'm going to be here just a little bit longer, but this is really good to share. Okay, I'm going to share Aaron's comment. I can't share it, so I'm going to read it. Okay, this is Aaron, 1983. This came today. It's an amazing comment, another amazing comment. And he says, 3 years into my 5-year PhD in Seattle, 3 years into my 5-year PhD in Seattle, and I can just say, I can't wait to be home and away from here. It's great to visit as a tourist, but as a life to live here has become unbearable. Okay? So this is another Filipino that is working. He's been there for a number of years, I presume, but 3 years in his 5-year PhD in Seattle. And he's telling, but as a life to live here, it has become unbearable. These are Filipinos. I love it because it's not me or another foreigner saying those things. It's a Filipino, and not because of inconvenience. It's true, everything is convenient, but because of what? An empty shell, you end up with chasing an American dream where work controls your life. You live to work, and everyone is ruthless because everybody won't blink an eye to push you under the bus to get ahead. Your life zoomed by, slaving away for companies, missing your own life, missing the ability to have your own experiences and memories. And don't start with the godliness here. Yes, it's a Christian nation, the USA, but they've carved it out of everyday life. They've neglected only, regulated only churches. Filipinos love God, and we invoke the Almighty every day and every opportunity, like a God with us along the way all the time. Wow, what a comment. And what he's saying, what Aaron is saying here, with a very deep understanding and very deep comments that everyone can understand if they understand English. He's saying that the difference, I'm going to sum it up what he's saying. He's saying that the difference in cultures is, besides the slaving and all those things he said, he's saying that the Philippines is raised on a foundation, and the God is in the culture, in the everyday actions of Filipinos, from the simplest things to the most complex things, are in foundation of the value of God. And it's either in the Catholic or in the Christian foundation, but it's most Filipinos are Catholic, I would say, still. So it's a foundation of Christianity in the Filipino way. It's a foundation. It's a bedrock of the society, and it's shared, and that's where everything, the community connection, everything is interwoven into the culture. Whereas America, it's in the church alone, and it's religious based. I'm going to just say this: religion is not the spirit of God. In the religion creates separations, but not everyone that's religious is like that. But religion in general itself, the fundamental religion, creates separation because people will say, I am this and you are that. So I am good and you are bad. That isn't how God rolls. That is not how Jesus lived his life. King David, a murderer? Weren't there other people that did bad things too? Who was the traitor? Judas, right? So that's not a good thing to say, but religions do that, and they do it in the wrong way. Whatever religion does it, it's not right. Because you're separating other people. You're saying, if you don't believe like this, because God said like this, you're going to this. And the other religion says, oh, if you're Christian, you're not doing it right. You need to believe like this. You need to believe our religion. And we might even kill you if you don't. So the Spirit of God doesn't reside in books. The Spirit of God is alive, just like the Filipinos. Their faith is alive, not just in the church, but in everyday life. That's the example. They live it. And most of the time, what I've seen, it's in a non-judgmental way, because when people are doing stupid behaviors, sometimes people's just laughing, or they're just, you're guapo, you're guapa, and the Visayas, they'll say things like that. They're not getting mad. They're just accepting the behavior because it's okay. So anyway, in America, it's like that. God is there's faith in America, and it's strong faith for some people, but for others, God is dead. And as a community, God is dead in America. It's not God is dead, the people don't see it. God can never die, but it's the people that have a dead soul because of what's going on over there. I'm not saying everyone, but in general, it's not a faith-based. And what is the culture? And what is American? What is an American? Just compare that to what is a Filipino. That's easy. A Filipino can tell what is a Filipino. A Filipino can say what a Filipino is. There's many in the comments today that are saying what a Filipino is. But what is an American? Because American has lost its way. America has lost its way. America does not have doesn't have like a strong community, and doesn't have an extended family like the Philippines. Doesn't have an extended family. Doesn't exist. It never existed. There was a nuclear family at one time, but that's not the same as extended family. I'm not putting anyone down. I love America because I was born there, and so I have nationalism just like Filipinos do for for the Philippines. So I have to say that it allowed me to be born, allowed me to grow up there, allowed me to have proper schooling, allowed me to work, and it allowed me to have all my physical needs. But America didn't. America ridiculed me and bullied me about my spirituality at that time. And it wasn't America, it was people there. But I'm not a victim. I'm just saying. But the Philippines knows what it is. It has nationality, and you're not beaten down because you're a nationalist. You're lifted up because you're lifting up your country. You're lifting up the Philippines as family, as a foundation of extended family, as a foundation for faith in God. America has lost that. America has lost that and they're teaching um, in the schools, in the public schools. You can't talk about God. You can't do that. You can't. You have to hide if you believe in God in most places. That's what I experienced, and that's what people experience. And they're overworked and they're tired and they're doing their best there. They're doing their best to raise children. But how can you do that? It's like going up a hill and the wind is blowing at you and boulders are rolling and you can't get out of the way. So how do you do that there? How do you do that there in an effective way? In a way where you can be connected to your true life purpose. It's very difficult. I'm a Filipino. I worked in Houston for 18 months. That's when I realized it's not the country for me. Oh, if I'm pronouncing this right, Bin Balan. Can you expand on that, please? Can you tell? I really want to know why. What happened? What happened to you? Being balance, Pogi, balance. It's up to you what your own perspective about that matter. If you exist to you as a Filipino, but I understand you. Yeah, but you can't, Pogi, you can't help but feel that when you live there, even if you have, even if you have faith and you have the strongest faith, as a healthy person in spirit, you can't live in a, a culture like that and not speak up. You can't live in a culture like that and healthy when you're isolated and you're isolated because you don't know your neighbors and you don't have anyone. If you don't have family there with you, like Filipinos, you even your Filipinos, you talk to them in the Philippines, you don't have that support, so you will feel that loneliness. You will feel that because we're not meant to live in isolation. Maybe we're meant to find our true purpose sometimes. We have to. It's different going in isolation in prayer. It's different in going in isolation to connect to the divine than to be in isolation with no other choice, to being pushed away because the society doesn't care about you. They don't want to know you. They're just trying to rest. They're trying to catch up on rest. They're trying to escape the stress, which they can't escape because it's just repeating every day. So I want to know, if you don't mind, as a Filipino, I know you guys don't share, you don't like to share like a lot of painful points, but in truth, in faith, I'm asking you to help me because I want to know the Filipino perspective. That's my reason for being here, is to share from an expat's mindset, the expat's view of having gone through that. I share the greatness of the Philippines, and I want to know through the Filipino voice and through the Filipinos' own words that I can share that in my videos, and that's why not this upcoming video, yes, but they're really the next one is going to be even more. But yeah, I share some of that, but not comments. I'm going to start sharing comments, powerful comments. When Filipinos experience those things, because when I share that, it's going to help so many people. It's going to help Filipinos that have never been to America understand in a deeper way. And it's going to help foreigners understand that even Filipinos, they won't feel shame because other Americans are shaming them. When I came here, I was shamed. When I make videos, sometimes people shame me. They will say things like, "You're crazy going to the Philippines." They'll say things like, "Oh, you can't handle it? Are you a pussy? You can't handle it? You're not strong enough? Or you're too ugly, or you don't have anything to offer. That's why you're getting a Filipina." They will say stupid things like that. What? I'm stepping up by getting a Filipina in my mind. I stepped up to get a Filipina because I could never find what I found here in America. I could never find that. And I'm saying that in love. Oh, here it is. Thank you so much, Bien Balan. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to read this. The loneliness. This is the comment from Bien Balan. Okay. The loneliness, isolation. I live there in gated apartment place. The complex is full occupancy, but the place is empty. Wow. Do you mean empty spirits? In loneliness, it's empty, like empty. No one's connecting with each other. There's no sense of community, no sense of concern if your neighbor is well or to even know them. There's no shared meals. There's no going out to get coffee together. There's no how are you? There's no hello. There's no like here are neighbors, right? When you're in the province, and when I was in Cebu, I knew my neighbors that I live with before I fell, but in here I know my neighbors. We chit chat and we greet each other every day, and then everybody's off going to do their things, and then sometimes talking to each other. But we know each other, and we know if someone gets sick, if someone's not well. Then there's community things that happen here, but that doesn't happen in America in communities. No hello, yes, it's even rude to speak loud, yes. Yeah. If you make noise, if you don't know, you guys, I'm going to talk about a few things. There's noise regulations in America. If you make noise, people will complain. If you live in an apartment or a condo and there's other people around you, it's kind of paper thin sometimes, but even if it's not, you hear a lot. So you hear the people walking, if they're above you, if you're next to you, they can hear them talking. And if someone's shouting, they will call the police right away. They'll call the police and complain about you. And the police will come over and tell you to keep it down. If they have to come here again, they might even write you a ticket. And if you don't follow, you're going to jail. Or they'll write you a ticket. We'll come back and write you a ticket, and you'll have to see the judge. But if they complain about you enough times and you fight the police, like you argue with the police, you'll go to jail. There's that regulation. But also, if you greet your hello to your neighbors, like for me when I was in America, so I'm a friendly guy, and I just say hello to my neighbors. And my neighbors would look at me like I was a weirdo. They didn't want to know me, and why are you talking to me? I don't want to know you. They would just look at me like I was crazy, and they'd never say hi back. So I knew they didn't like that, so I stopped saying hi to them. But that's not fun. It's not fun. In the Philippines, even I know my neighbors and we say hi, but even I go up the street and then I see when I take my kids to school, we passed the park, and on the right side of the park is a business, and in the business is a guard gate. And then just it's the communities like that, right? The community. And so when I'm driving by, he's waving at me. He sees me go by every day. And I have my kids in the car and I'm honking and waving at him. Here in the Philippines, I'm going to talk about that sometimes. Honking's different too, has different meaning. Talk about that. Pogi said, I remember that one video blog in America. He has a Filipino wife, and his friend says, we such a blessing. We have a Filipino friend. And every Sunday they have church gathering and they're Christian. Wow, that's wonderful. I remember that one video vlog in America. So yeah, it's still, there's still people like that. There's people like that that have faith and do those things. But in general, it's not like that. And if you talk to those people, they walk in faith, and then where they go, they're walking in faith, but they're not blind to see what's going on in their country. And they're living in a bubble. It's like living in a bubble like that. It's there's most of the people you can't exhort your faith in America, but I'm sure your faith gets stronger in such a stressful place. I assume, Sir George, aside sharing stories from neighbors, you exchange or shared foods as well, especially when there are occasions. Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's happening all the time here in the Philippines. Like friends, neighbors will have like a holiday gathering, or just they're making food, inviting their relatives or friends over, and then they'll invite us over, like for Christmas. That happened across the street from us, and then also friends and family for weddings, and then every year there's so many holidays here in the Philippines where you go over to family's house or maybe a friend, and you will share meals together and just do whatever's going on. And then people's doing karaoke sometimes. And Caroline's compound, where we go most of the time, just about every weekend, but on the holidays and stuff, there's people that they'll do the singing, but it's just sometimes because they're shy there. Olao. Um, but we're doing things like just playing in the water, the kids playing in the sand, because they live on the dagat, on the beach, and then we go out on boats. And you've seen the videos what we're doing. I made a lot of videos where we're eating, cooking. It's very fun. Then hanging out, playing with the kids, and there's so much family there. Maybe at one time there's, with the people that live there and then us visiting, there's like 25 people every weekend like that. But if it's holidays, there might be 50 or 75 people there. It's really fun. I did experience that in America, but not so fun. I experienced it with one of my Filipino co-workers. That was my friend. But I had a couple friends that were Filipinos. I had a lot of friends that were Filipinos over my life in America, but they invite me over their house for like Manny Pacquiao fights when I was in America, when Manny Pacquiao was young. And we have, like, all the Filipinos would be there and I'd be like the only American. They'd invite me over. And then we just have party. It was so fun. Karaoke, watch the fights, karaoke after or before, food during. But Therese, maybe you can share some of the things you've done with your outings. I've had many outings here in Cebu, many outings, but I have so many stories. But it's nice to hear your guys' stories. This is community chat. Therese, I'm Dutch as well. I'd rather not pinpoint location in regards to safekeeping privacy. I don't mind sharing, though, some other medium. That's okay. I respect you. That's nice. It's nice seeing you guys chat it up. So you guys, I'm going to, I really appreciate, this is the best chat ever. This was the best and most active chat. So I want to let you guys know, thank you for still being here, but I made a change and I don't know how it's going to be with you guys, but um, my videos, instead of Saturday at 7 a.m., 9 a.m. Manila time, they're going to be 9 p.m. for now on going forward. And I'm doing that because of all the videos I'm making and to spread it out, because I make shorts every day during the week. And then I want the short to have enough time to run so it won't affect the long format video when I put that out. I wanted to get reach. Hi, Di.
Hi. Sorry.
What you're doing, Mom?
Oh, I'm putting like clothes.
You're putting the clothes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Okay. She's shy. She's being shy. But when she's here, she's not shy. But when the camera comes on, she becomes shy. Sometimes overcomes it and sometimes not. But we understand her. That's why when I do videos a lot, you guys, I do different formats because my family's shy. And I mentioned in one video, that's one of my biggest challenges, because I don't want to cause any problems or hurt their feelings or just shine a camera in their face when they don't like it. So I always ask permission and they have to be in the mood. But I find other ways to make wonderful videos. I love to make videos. Here comes Baby Rain.
yeah, but you have to.
Hi, Baby Rain. Come say hello. We're going to end this live stream in a few minutes. So we can't see you. You don't have to go like that. Just talk like that. Talk like that. Talk from there.
It's already gone. Just stop playing now.
You don't have to do that. Talk. Just talk.
Hello.
Wait.
Go like that. Yeah, that's close enough. How are you, Baby Rain?
I'm good.
You're good. What happened today with you? Did you go to school?
Yeah. Also toy.
Tutor? That's your tutor?
Yeah.
So what happened? Mom, just go on the side of me so we can see your face. No, over here.
Oh.
Because I can make this into a short too. I love to.
Okay.
But put your head down a little. Just come next to me. There you go.
Like that.
Yeah. So Baby Rain, wait, I gotta move this so I can see you. There. So Baby Rain, tell me about school though. What did you do?
I'm good.
They're always good.
Look, people are saying hi to you.
Hi.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening.
Good
Hello.
evening. Hello.
Hello. Hi. Hi, beautiful. What is your name? That's Pogi. He's handsome, man. What's your name?
I'm beautiful.
Beautiful.
I am beautiful.
No, look in the camera and tell.
Go, go.
Yeah.
You're beautiful?
Yeah.
Look up there.
Mm.
You're beautiful. See that camera? That's right there.
Yes, I'm beautiful so much.
What's your name though?
I'm
There.
great. Yeah, my name is Yana Ray Fastball.
Yeah. Liana Rain, you're saying? Liana Rain?
Yana Ray Fastball.
Okay, keep it there. You have the same name. You know, there's Leon. Same person in here with the name of you.
Yeah.
It's Yan.
Liana
I have a
Rain.
fun
Liana.
name. I have a fun name. It's Nina Yana, I think.
Oh, you have another one? You have another friend here. Look, they're telling. Hi, what is your name? Are you schooling? Yes. We tell what's the name of your school?
I don't know what's the school name. I don't know my school. I think it's Kids Filipino.
Yes.
Wait, I know it was Kids Filipino now.
Well, it's hard to pronounce. Don't you have a tutor also? Do you go to tutor?
I don't know what's my tutor name.
No, it's the teacher Giselle.
Oh, yeah.
What's your tutor's name? You know.
A teacher Giselle.
Yeah, very good.
I
So
have to-
beautiful,
I have to-
yeah.
I have to
So
come on.
happy baby.
No, mag-wash na.
Just let her stay
No,
here.
hugaw kayo si Inday. Oh.
Hugaw? Maligo na?
No, mag-wash na sa body.
Maligo corona.
No, you have to brush your teeth.
Wait, Mom, but her underwear, don't
Okay.
raise her. Keep her down. She has her butt. Okay. Bye, Baby Rain. Thank you for lighting up the video here. So beautiful. Yeah, she's in kindergarten. She's really in pre, but they're gonna put her into first. Mom, she's gonna go right into first grade
Next year.
next year. They're gonna put her up into first grade next year. So she's done a lot of extra work to do that. Really amazing. She's skipping her grade to be in first grade. She's 5 years old. So what grade are you in? Yeah. Wow, she's smart and beautiful. Filipino's descent. Yeah, Pogi. You see that? She's really can see the Filipino. She's a Filipina, born here in the Philippines. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful girl. Pretty, yeah. Therese, thank you. Thank you, Pogi. Thank you, Therese. Therese said, pretty little girl. Pogi, how's your grades? I hope you are in top 10 school class. Yeah, she's doing good. Thank you, Pogi. What Filipino food your favorite? Oh, her favorite food is junk food. Yeah, her favorite food. I will speak for her. She likes French fries. Um, she likes pizza. She likes chocolate, but I think her favorite of all. She also likes Dutch milk, but her favorite in Yakult. But her favorite is a lollipop. A lollipop, and she knows how to share. She will if she gets a lollipop, she'll go to the store, the tindahan, and then palit lollipop, then balik balay back to the house, and then she will share with her. She'll get three extra, and she'll share with her brothers and sisters. If they're not home, she saves it for them. So sometimes it's not her favorite, but sometimes she likes chicken. But pretty much her favorite is lollipop. Then I would say pizza, and then maybe pancit canton. She likes lugao, like some soup mixed with rice. Lugao, they call here. Oh, that's good. You're asking questions. You have a beautiful family, sir. Oh, thank you so much. Bien balan, balan. Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm so blessed. Therese, I'm a Filipino. I have lived here in the Philippines. I have my own house and lot. Yeah, Therese owns a bunch of properties. She's probably not going to say, but I will say. Yeah, porridge rice, Pogi, right on, porridge rice. And then they call here logao. It's my daughter loves it. Yeah, Therese will answer that. I'll just keep this open so you guys can talk there. But I'm going to end this in a few minutes because my children have school. They get up around 5:30, 5:20 in the morning, like a lot of kids do around the Philippines. So I'm going to end this, and I'll just let Therese answer that one. I think Therese is trying to get her boyfriend. They're working on getting him here to the Philippines. But I'm just speaking. I'll let her speak if she's here. Good night, Bo. I will try to catch you on the next one. Okay. Thank you, Bien Belen. And then don't forget we're here. We're here on every Wednesday at 7 p.m. And then we're also short videos every day. I release those. I'm going to start releasing them around 1 or 2 p.m. Manila time. And then the long format video is moving to 9 p.m. on Saturday. Instead of 9 a.m., It will be 9 p.m. on Saturdays now, but I'm sure it won't be a problem for you guys. They'll always be around running. So anyway, I'm gonna go, you guys. Thank you. Yeah, hopefully we're hoping for that for you too. I know that's gonna come true, Therese. Not just hoping, we're praying that for you for that one. Therese saying hopefully her boyfriend will migrate next year. He speaks Dutch too. He's from over there. Okay, so good night. Bye, everyone. Everyone's saying bye. Baby Rain, say bye. Come here. Saba kayo. But we can't see your face. Bye, everyone. Bye. Yeah, have a good day or afternoon, wherever you are. And good night to the people in the Philippines.